On June 14, 2025, the familiar rhythm of Seattle-Tacoma International Airport was shattered in an instant, sending shockwaves through the heart of the Pacific Northwest's busiest travel hub. What began as an ordinary morning quickly turned extraordinary, as travelers, staff, and officials found themselves at the center of an unfolding crisis. The cause? A sudden and alarming security threat that demanded immediate attention. Within moments, the airport's calm was replaced by a sense of urgency as security teams sprang into action, scanning every corner for potential danger. An Alaska Airlines flight just moments from takeoff became the epicenter of a tense emergency. The aircraft, its crew, and its passengers were thrust into the spotlight as operations across the airport ground to a halt. The ripple effect was immediate: flights delayed, schedules disrupted, and uncertainty hanging in the air. This wasn't a routine mechanical issue or a weather delay. It was a credible, high-stakes security incident, the kind of scenario that airport personnel rigorously trained for, yet always hoped to avoid. The stakes were high, and every second counted. 2 major runways were swiftly closed off, and the FAA issued an immediate ground stop, halting all departures and arrivals. The usual hum of engines and rolling suitcases was replaced by the urgent flash of police lights and the coordinated movement of emergency vehicles across the tarmac. The event showcased the remarkable strength and preparedness of aviation security protocols. Within minutes, a coordinated multi-agency response unfolded: police, firefighters, airport staff, and federal officials working side by side, each playing a critical role in the unfolding operation. The temporary shutdown wasn't a sign of failure, but a powerful demonstration of how quickly and effectively the system can mobilize to protect lives and maintain order, even in the face of the unexpected. What happened that day offered a rare, behind-the-scenes glimpse into the vigilance, teamwork, and decisive action that keep air travel safe. It was a reminder that, even in moments of crisis, the dedication of those on the ground ensures the skies remain secure for everyone. Alaska Airlines Flight 2123, a short hop from Seattle to Walla Walla, was taxiing for takeoff with 68 passengers and 4 crew. The mood on board was typical for a regional flight, some passengers chatting quietly, others lost in thought, and a few glancing out the windows as the plane rolled along the tarmac. For most, it was just another routine journey, a quick connection between 2 Washington cities. But in that brief window before takeoff, everything changed. A passenger suddenly made a direct, credible threat, one that was alarming enough to demand immediate attention from the crew. The tension in the cabin was palpable, as the seriousness of the situation became clear to those nearby. The threat was not vague or ambiguous, it was specific, and it left no room for doubt. The pilots, highly trained for emergencies just like this, responded with calm precision. Without hesitation, they followed strict protocol, immediately alerting air traffic control to the unfolding crisis. Their quick thinking and professionalism set in motion a chain of events that would soon involve multiple agencies. In an instant, the aircraft was reclassified from a routine commuter flight to a potential crime scene. The airport's normal operations were disrupted as security teams prepared for a possible emergency. Law enforcement, the FBI, and the FAA were all notified within minutes. The airport's security apparatus snapped into action, coordinating a rapid response. Officers and agents moved swiftly, knowing that every second counted in a situation like this. The suspect's identity remains undisclosed, but their actions had already transformed an ordinary flight into a high-stakes security operation. The crew and authorities worked together to ensure the safety of everyone on board, while investigators began piecing together what had happened. Passengers, unaware of the specifics, quickly realized something was wrong as the plane halted and police converged. Confusion and anxiety spread through the cabin, with many wondering what could have caused such a dramatic response. Their journey ended before it began, replaced by an experience none would soon forget, a stark reminder of how quickly the ordinary can become extraordinary when safety is at stake. Once the threat was reported, air traffic controllers directed Flight 2123 to a secure, isolated area of the airfield. Law enforcement quickly established a perimeter joined by the FBI, treating the situation as active and dangerous. Officers boarded the plane and apprehended the suspect without incident, thanks to calm, professional tactics. The focus then shifted to safely deplaning passengers and crew, who were transported back to the terminal for security rescreening. Baggage was re-inspected and everyone was accounted for as part of the investigation. Passengers and crew were interviewed to provide witness statements and help piece together the sequence of events. The swift, coordinated response neutralized the threat and ensured no harm came to anyone on board. The operation was a textbook example of crisis containment and passenger protection. The incident's impact rippled far beyond Flight 2123, disrupting nearly every corner of Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. The FAA's ground stop halted departures and delayed arrivals, closing 2 main runways and creating a massive logistical jam. Alaska Airlines canceled 6 flights and diverted 2 others, while delays cascaded across its network and other carriers. Passengers with connections faced uncertainty, and crowded terminals strained to accommodate the growing backlog. The disruption underscored how a single threat can upend the travel plans of thousands. Airport staff scrambled to manage the flow of people and information amid the chaos. One credible threat on a small plane had paralyzed a major hub. For those aboard Flight 2123, the ordeal was both frightening and surreal, a moment that would be etched in their memories for years to come. What started as a routine journey quickly spiraled into a crisis, leaving passengers and crew caught in a situation no one could have anticipated. Instead of a smooth landing, the sight of flashing lights and emergency vehicles swarming the aircraft greeted them. The airport tarmac, usually a place of calm and order, was suddenly transformed into the center of a major security emergency. Passengers were quickly evacuated under the watchful eyes of law enforcement. Many were still processing what had happened as they were led away from the plane, their minds racing with questions. Once inside the terminal, FBI agents began interviewing them, treating each passenger as a potential witness to a federal crime. Alaska Airlines and airport staff moved swiftly to provide comfort and support. They handed out snacks and water and worked tirelessly to help passengers rebook missed connections. Yet for many, the disruption meant more than just inconvenience. It meant missed appointments, lost time, and a lingering sense of uncertainty. The emotional toll was undeniable. Some passengers sat in silence, staring into space, while others comforted each other, sharing their shock and disbelief. The sense of safety that most people associate with air travel had been temporarily shattered, replaced by anxiety and unease. Throughout the ordeal, the professionalism of the flight crew stood out. They acted quickly to identify the threat, communicated calmly with passengers, and coordinated closely with authorities on the ground. Their training and composure were put to the ultimate test. Thanks to their decisive actions, the situation was resolved without injury. The relief was palpable as the crew and passengers realized they were safe, and the gravity of what had been avoided began to sink in. This incident highlighted the vital role of crew members as the first line of defense in any emergency. Their ability to remain calm and focused under pressure made all the difference. Passengers, too, played a crucial part. By cooperating with authorities and following instructions, they helped ensure that the evacuation was orderly and safe for everyone involved. The experience served as a stark reminder of the unpredictability of travel. Even the most routine flights can change in an instant, testing the resilience of everyone on board. Yet, in the face of uncertainty, the strength of the systems and people in place shone through. The collaboration between crew, passengers, and emergency responders ensured that everyone made it home safely, and proved that even in the most challenging moments, people can come together to protect one another. With the suspect in custody, the investigation began in earnest. The aircraft was searched by law enforcement and bomb squads before being cleared for service. The FBI led interviews with the suspect, crew, and all passengers, piecing together motives and the sequence of events. Authorities withheld specific details to protect the investigation and prevent copycat incidents. The suspect faces severe federal charges while the airline and airport review their response for future improvements. Post-incident analysis is crucial to evolving security protocols. The goal: learn from every event to be even better prepared next time. The process now moves behind the scenes, but the lessons will shape future responses. Just months before, Alaska Airlines faced a very different incident in Anchorage. A plane ended up in a ditch, but there was no security threat. That event, involving only mechanics and no passengers, required a technical response, not a law enforcement lockdown. The contrast highlights what triggers a full-scale airport shutdown, a credible threat to human life, not just operational mishaps. The Seattle incident demanded a massive, multi-agency response to protect passengers and the public. Both events involved Alaska Airlines, but only one tested the security system to its limits. Understanding this distinction is key to appreciating the scale of the Seattle response. It's not about the plane, it's about the people and the protocols that keep them safe. The Seattle shutdown revealed the invisible shield of security that protects modern air travel. Behind TSA checkpoints lies a vast network of agencies ready to respond to any threat, prioritizing safety over convenience. The incident proved the value of vigilance. Crew and passengers are the first line of defense. Even a single credible threat brings the full force of security protocols into action. Delays and disruptions are a small price for the assurance that every danger is taken seriously. The system worked, the threat was identified, neutralized, and no one was harmed. While investigations continue, the unwavering commitment to safety remains clear. On that day in Seattle, the protocols did exactly what they were designed to do: